Karen. I mean, with cat. That's our pet name for her. So, sorry, sorry, cat, na-reveal ko yata.
Sorry, what's your pet name?
Meron kaming pet name sa kanya. Pag
Which
kami
is
lamang nagme-message, I call her Karen.
Karen. Oh
Karen.
my God.
Yeah. Yan ang family pet name namin sa kanya.
Hey Internet, John Luke here. If you don't know and you're new to this channel, I am a soon to be self published author, and my book is coming out hopefully, and I'm crossing my fingers here, in March, mid March, probably in mid March. But enough of me. We're here with a very special guest, and she is the author of The Seamstress with the Sampaguita Flowers, Miss Aurora Pulido. Hi.
Hi. Thank you,
Hi.
John, for this interview. I really appreciate it.
Yes, and for those who don't know, you are now in California, USA.
Yes, I'm in San Diego, actually.
Oh, San Diego,
Uh-huh.
California. Nice, nice.
California, yeah.
So thank you for taking the time, making the time. I know it's kind of late there, and it's roughly afternoon here in the Philippines. Again, I thank you for making time for this interview.
Same here. Really
Yes.
appreciate it.
Okay, so we'll go with the first one. Of course, I want everyone to know you a little better. Please do tell us something about yourself.
Well, I was born in Tansa, Cavite, and I studied college at St. Paul, Bachelor of Science in, nursing. And then we migrated here. I have two kids. I have three grandchildren. And as I said, we all live here in California, Southern California. And I'm 72 years old. And I love traveling. I love gardening. And of course, my first adventure in writing a book. And I just could not believe it up to now that I'm being interviewed because of this.
Right.
So that's it.
Nice. So I didn't get what did you study in back in college?
I'm a nurse,
You're a
registered
nurse.
nurse. Yes.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Nice. Who would have thought, no? Being a nurse and then writing a book by this time.
Yes, and everybody would be expecting that I would be writing something about medicine, hospital
Yes.
patients, and sorry to disappoint them. I've written a romantic novel.
Okay, not everyone is super confident to say their age, but I love that confidence. Because
Well,
normally they would hide it and not say anything about it.
yeah, maybe it's because here in America, they're always so surprised when they hear our age. I'm not talking only about myself, but my friends and many Asians, whether they are Chinese, Japanese, or Filipinos, because maybe it's because we are petite and I think we really take care of ourselves. We don't love the sun. I mean, I think
Mhm.
your generation you do, but our generation we used to use umbrella all the time, and our parents, we always remember them telling us, stay away from the sun, cover yourself. So I think that's the reason, the big secret of the Asians, because even the Koreans, they have fantastic skin and they look so young, and the Japanese. So it's really our culture. And of course, the Americans, they really love sunbathing and they really love the waters.
Very
Kayo,
true.
generation nyo, kayo gusto nyo talaga magpunta kayo sa
Oh
mga
yeah, I love
dagat.
the beach. I love the beach. I love the sun. If I can live in a beach, no, not in a beach, but I mean at least
Yes.
by the side of
Uh-huh.
it, right?
Uh-huh.
I would live there. I'm happy to be in a small beach house and
Right.
live the rest of my life there. But yes, you're right about that. All right, so we'll move on. And for the next question. What inspired you to write this book?
Actually, it did not come like a plan. Back in 2008, I was still working, and all of a sudden, in my mind, usually before I fall asleep, I I fell asleep or I fall asleep, I would be thinking of this story. And actually, there is always an ending all the time when I was thinking about it. So nakakatawa, one time ay kinuha ko yung spiral notebook na ang daming info like if I'm watching TV and I would see a good play, susulat ko sa ano to, ganon ganon sa LA or sa Broadway sa New York. So in between those pages, I started writing this story, December 2008. It was there. It's all together already. I did not have to really invent. I mean, it's all a product of imagination, but it was so very smooth. Sabi nga nila, the creative juices started coming in. But maybe for a year, I would not touch that. Tapos, susulat na naman ako ng ilang pages. And then, after several months, I'll forget all about it. Sometimes, I could not find that notebook. Sabi ko, saan ko kaya inilagay yun? So, ang talagang ano talaga rito, that closed the deal was Kat. Siya talaga 100% together with the cheering squad of her mother and her husband, Jet. Yung pinsan ko, mother niya, si Sol. So, they took me out nung ako'y umattend ng Golden Jubilee ng class namin sa St. Paul. So, punta kami sa isang Japanese restaurant. Tapos, nagkukwentuhan kami sa kung ano-ano. Then, all of a sudden, I blurted it out. I said, you know what? I have a book. I already called it a book. Pero, ang ikli-ikli. Wow. Talagang, I was talking to the right crowd. That from Kat to Jet to Sol, talagang lalo silang naging very attentive sa akin. So sabi ni Kat, synopsis, give me the synopsis please. So yun, sinabi ko. Alam mo bang during that lunch na close na namin ng deal, sabi niya, you're going home, that was February. At the end of March, I should have the manuscripts already because we thought it's finished. So yung pag-uwi ko, may COVID na, I started writing. And then, because of the death, right and left, nag-start kami ng Prayer Warriors 7 days a week with my college classmates all over United States. It really hit me. So I stopped writing for a month.
Mm-hmm.
But Kath was there. She was not pushing me. She was just telling me, she's not even saying, how many chapters have you written already? No, hindi siya ganon. She will go with the flow of wherever you are. She meets you kung nasaan ang mood mo. But she will be sending you messages na without you knowing it, you're on board again. Kasama na naman ikaw sa kanyang pinaplano. And so, before my birthday, August, so I started March, nasubmit ko ang full manuscript. But Kath was right, and that is the most important na kailangang matandaan natin lahat. Writing is the easiest part. Remember, sinadmit ko ng August, but my book came out January because ang dami talagang perfectionist, hindi lang perfectionist, she's such a professional editor and mentor. Talagang lahat kailangan niyang makorek. Mararanasan mo yun. And maybe you're already, akala mo, wow, I speak good English, I write good English, tama na ko.
Yeah.
Dadaan sa proofreader, dadaan sa editor, dadaan sa senior editor, and back. Mga 4 to 5 times yan, pabalik-balik through the months.
Right.
So, yun ang aking journey.
Yeah,
So,
I'm very curious lang. I mean, it's what inspired you, like you woke up this morning and then I'm going to decide to write a book. I mean, what made you decide to write this story?
Ang
Was
talagang
your
ano
eureka
ko
moment?
is like, I'm not even thinking of a book. Parang gusto ko lang i-execute whatever was in my imagination. I want to see it. Remember, I'm not using the computer, even though I have uh, lahat. Meron ako mga kung ano-anong computers because of my work before. Pero sinusulat ko ng handwriting ko sa spiral notebook. Wala akong goal noon.
Mhm.
Ang goal ko lamang is kung ano man yung pabalik-balik sa mind ko, kailangan ko itong isulat.
Right.
Pero no idea where it's going. Kasi nga nilagay ko roon, December 2008, a book I've started to write. Parang ganun ang sabi ko na and hope to publish it. Pero during that time, Kat was not yet doing all these things, 2008.
Yeah.
So wala sa senaryo sa ako'y magiging author. Talagang zero. Jan, it's really zero. And so it's amazing na may libro ako ngayon.
Yeah. Ano, destiny. It was destiny.
Destiny. You are using the most appropriate term to describe it. Destiny. Talagang destiny. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Cool story. Cool story. Interesting. No, nag-intertwine lahat.
Right.
Nag-interconnect. Right. So, you touched on this early on your experience with self-publishing. But how is it? How is your experience with
Alam mo,
self-publishing?
because I've never written a book, because of the module that I have watched na created by Kat, now I'm fully aware what is the difference between traditional and self-publishing. Uh, my experience of self-publishing was amazing because we never had any phone conversation or FaceTime after that lunch sa Japanese restaurant. It was all email and messenger, not even texting. So it went on so good na sabi ko, oh wow, natapos ko ang libro ko. Not even one phone conversation with Karen, I mean with Kat. That's our pet name for her. So sorry Kat, na-reveal ko yata.
Sorry, what's your pet name?
Meron kaming pet name sa kanya. Pag
Which
kami
is
lamang nagme-message, I call her Karen.
Karen. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yan ang family pet name namin sa kanya. Kaya I'm
That is so
having a
cool.
hard time adjusting to calling her. Pero pag nasa Boldies kami or nasa Mentis kami, I call her Kat. Pag kami lamang nag-uusap, I call her Karen.
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 That is so cool.
Magandang-maganda ang experience ko sa maybe it's I really have to give credit sa kanya. Tapos yung we call ourselves Sampaguita Dream Team, including yung mother niya, pinsan ko si Sol, who is really the manager, everything. Siya ang CPA. Tapos yung artist, owner sila ng kanilang publishing company. Yung si Homer is the artist. Talagang siya ang primary artist. Tapos may dalawa pa siyang siblings na dalawang babae na who are artists. So lahat yon, pero talagang sikat ang nag-put everything together. Wala akong problema sa self-publishing. Hindi ko masasabing frustration because it went so well even after my books were printed dahil naipagbili ko ang marami kong libro because of my contacts. Yun ang maigi dyan pag ikaw ay matanda na. Your contacts are so marami.
Yes, yes. I agree.
Kaya hindi kami masyadong hirap na mag-market ng aming book. Only because of our vast connection and experience.
Did you experience anything that you'd like to, I mean, you regret and then you want to change? Or do you
In
have any
terms of my book or in terms
in
of
terms
the
of
experience?
self-publishing? In terms of
Wala.
your
I would
self-publishing?
repeat it all over again ang
Nice.
self-publishing. Hindi ko lang alam ang experience, hindi kung ano magiging experience kung kukuha ako ng literary agent dito. I've already made some research, did some research. Ang sabi nila, there are hundreds of thousands of us or millions trying to get a literary agent. And there was one who wrote na 50 times na siyang nag-submit ng manuscripts niya, they never responded to him. So that's how tight it is in United States.
Yeah.
Kaya
So if
hindi
you're
ko
not
alam.
exceptionally known, if you're not really a known personality, right? It's gonna be tough.
Wala. Wala talaga. I mean, I know that it has become my dream now na kung po pwede yun. But may mga kaibigan ako na may anak silang author, halimbawa ng children's books. And she was telling me na talagang yung anak niya really had to put in so much effort para maging published author dito sa United States. And so, meron akong kaunting idea how tough it is here.
Mhm. Yeah, I've also seen a lot of videos where authors do uh, talk about publishing in the United States, and it's very difficult. And you are correct when you say hindi sila basta-basta napapansin ng mga literary agents. So it's very difficult there. That's why self-publishing is such a breeze because you have this support system behind you, right? That
Yes,
that's going to make your dream come true of publishing a book.
very
So
lucky lamang ako because of Kat and the family. Ewan ko kung ang self-publishing sa ibang companies or sa ibang editor and mentor is as good as what I experienced. As I said, I'm very lucky. And I'm not saying that just because we are relatives, because he does the same thing to all the authors. I had to wait in line on, for example, for my printing, hindi ako pwedeng insert nila just because, si ano yon, si Ninang, kasi Ninang niya ako sa kasal. Si Ninang to, kailangan nating unahin. I've never experienced to be a favored author or mentee because of my family connection with them.
yeah.
So, yun ang naano ko.
All right. All right. So great. We're moving on with the next one. What else can we expect from you as an author? Are we going to expect a sequel or another book? Please do
Yes,
share.
they're already in progress. And I just want this first book to, because I cannot have a sequel for the, if the audience, if my readers are not going to like the first book. So naka-hold yun. But again, it's in my mind already. Actually, I introduced it sa first book ko. Tapos, the second one is going to be, this is the idea, big idea of Kat again. I never thought about it. She said, because she saw in the story na I'm fond of scarves. So sabi niya, why don't you start writing a coffee table book para sa scarves? And then, within how many days or hours, I think, dinuktungan niya, make it a travel memoir. So, yon kalahati na ako noon. Nasa halfway na ako noon. Pero
Nice.
in-stop ko lahat yung 2 books na iyon kasi gusto kong mag-concentrate dito sa what's going to happen to this first book of mine. Kung i-accept ng readers to.
Right. Right. Yung love story. I mean, yung romantic type of.
Oo. Kasi kahit gustong-gusto ko, gusto ng mga kamag-anak ko, gusto ng mga best friends ko, siyempre ang ano niyan, ano mo ang temperature ng sa talagang sa mas maraming readers.
Okay. I do have a follow-up question. If you were to write a book, okay, but this book is just for you. What type of book are you going to write? I'm
Basta
not worrying about whatever, I mean, what other
my
people.
life,
Yeah.
my life. And I think it's a cliche na palagi mong naririnig na everybody could write a book kung walang lahat yung factors na, oh, masasaktan ko yung aking ex or masasaktan ko yung aking brother o yung parents ko, buhay pa sila.
Mhm.
Kaya marami hindi makasulat ng tunay nilang ng autobiography. So if I were to be writing, I will be writing about my life.
I do
Because it
have a
will be
first.
so easy.
Yes, yes.
Madali.
I do have a first-hand experience writing the autobiography. The thing
Oh,
is, hindi ko nga siya, tama ka doon, hindi ko siya matuloy. That was my first project, honestly speaking, was doing a book about my life and my experiences because
right.
I'm gay. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
so it's difficult here in the Philippines, and I wanted to share that experience. But the thing is, it's so difficult to write because it's so personal, and
Mm-hmm.
you're worried about what people will say and what people might get hurt, especially because you're naming names, or
Yes,
even if you're hiding them with a different name, it's people can still connect who this person is.
right.
And so I stopped that project because it's difficult to write. So and then I shifted to fantasy.
Alam mo, you're right. Kasi ang emotions doon, sobrang meron kang talagang nandoon lahat.
Yeah.
Everything because nasa center ka in the midst of your story. At saka palibhasa Pilipino tayo, hindi natin pwedeng in black and white ma-hurt yung mga taong ayaw nating i-hurt pero matatamaan sila.
Yes.
Kaya I really admire those people who could write about their life.
It
Na-admire
is.
ko sila kasi very courageous sila.
Yeah. Yeah, na-appreciate ko nga yun ngayon because napagdaanan natin. Napagdaanan ko kung paano magsulat ng gano'n.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, great. That's very interesting. An autobiography uh, of Auntie Aurora. That's a good, di ba? Auntie Aurora. That's a good title for your
Okay,
autobiography.
sabihin natin kay Kath yun.
Maybe you could hire someone else to write it for you para hindi ka, at least may konting separation, konti
Uh-huh.
lang. But you, of course, you'll be on top of it because it's your book,
Yeah.
it's your story. But you'll hire someone to write it for you, like a ghost writer, if you
Yes.
know what I mean.
Magandang ano yun? Magandang idea.
Just to detach yourself because it I agree because because it's very emotional. It gets very emotional when you're writing your own story,
Right.
right?
Baka
Okay.
magalit pa yung mga ka-eskwela natin ng college, yung pala, yun ang ibig mong sabihin, o yung mga kamag-anak mo noong araw. I mean,
Yeah.
kamag-anak mo pa rin sila, pero it's a tough, it's a tough task to do that.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So I'm looking forward for that travel memoir and your upcoming autobiography. No, just kidding. Okay,
Yung
now
sigla
we're
muna,
going to talk
kung
about
mag-click sa market, yung
yes,
first
yes,
book and then yung part 2 niya.
yes. Okay, we're here to talk about of course, the star of the show, right? The book that you just released, the Seamstress with the Sampaguita Flowers. Can you please tell the audience just a brief description of the book?
It is makikita naman yun doon sa back it is about American doctor, very young doctor na napa-assign sa Sangley Point that's during my time in Cavite City plus I studied in that city. Tapos may wife siya, they are the perfect couple, ang gwapo, ang ganda. Tapos, hindi naman nila kilala tong Seamstress who also may husband din siya. So, nag-intertwine ang kanilang buhay. And like the description doon sa back cover, a very unusual ang nagdala sa kanila together, the Sampaguita flower. Yun ang doon umikot ang istorya, pero it's really about true love. Siyempre, hindi ko sabihin kung sino ang may true love sa true love. Kasi, yun ang doon tumakbo ang istorya. Kaya, those na nakabasa na, and I'm so glad because every time I read that story, manuscript, again and again, the same emotions ang nararamdaman ko. And the feedback that we got, ganun din ang emotions nila. Sabi nila, no, ang huli, sabi nung isa, parang naandun siya sa loob ng istorya. And because maybe, John, I wrote from my heart. Ginawa kong, because I wanted it, as I said, walang plano eh. Talagang sulat lang ako ng sulat. Tapos napansin ni Kat, walang dialogue. Siyempre, editor siya, she was suggesting. Pero nakita niya in the long run, hindi ko mailagay ang sarili ko sa maraming dialogue. Dahil that's my style of writing. And it became a very simple ang presentation, pero profound ang effect sa readers. Yun ang nangyari sa aking sa istorya.
Yeah. Okay.
Basta lahat ng na-in love na dyan, doesn't matter kung kanino ka na-in love, kailang ka na-in love, ilan taong ka na-in love, as long as you have experienced falling in love, you could relate to that book.
Right. I love when you said you just you don't know where it came from. You just just felt like writing, and you're letting your subconscious take over and just write these
Yes.
stories.
Mm-hmm.
I love when you said that.
Thank
Now
you.
I'm worried. I'm really worried to ask questions because I don't want to spoil anything. Okay, this is a non-spoiler free. This is a non-spoiler question. Um, are there bits and pieces of this story fiction, or is it really all throughout, from cover to cover, non-fiction?
It is fiction, pero like places from Tagaytay to Sangli Point, some important, especially those who were around already during that time, marirecall nila, madedeja vu nila ang mga iyon. Kaya talagang work of fiction, pero may mga tunay na talagang naandoon sa Pilipinas or sa Amerika.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to tiptoe here
Yes.
on asking these questions because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. Is Dr. Kenneth Lewis a real person? I mean, is that his real name? If you don't mind me
No.
asking.
And I wish everybody, even myself, when I was writing it, I wish lahat maka-experience ng a person like Dr. Kenneth, Dr. Lewis. Iyon. Pero sa aking buhay, hindi. Sayang,
Is it based on someone real?
No.
This person, some
no,
long time ago.
Totoo talaga, hindi. Pero, I work at a place here in America na ang dami kong na-admire na ganyan. Hindi ko nasasabihin kung saang field, di ba? Kailangan mabasa nila. I mean, the field, yung lugar na iyon.
Yeah.
Ang masasabi ko sa iyo dyan, and makukuha mo to because baka nakarating ka na sa part ng story iyon, is marami doong nagtrabaho ako doon, kaya may mga na-meet akong ganyan,
Oh, okay,
like
okay.
Doctor Luis,
I'm
okay?
not gonna say anything para surprise na lang. So
Pero
if
yun
you
ang
want to
wish
know
ko
more
sana,
about this book,
ha?
yes, please continue. Please continue.
Sabi ko sana sometime in our lifetime o kung tayo, makakuha tayo ng ganoon na tao.
Yeah.
Yeah, we deserve somebody like that,
Yes, I
like
don't want to
Doctor Luis.
describe. Yes, I don't want to describe the person because it's gonna give it away. So yes. So this book is right now it's available in the Philippines. It's available here in paperback. But in the States, is it going to be available soon?
Very soon. Gumagawa kami ng paraan, kaming Kat and Sol and everybody, gumagawa kami ng paraan na makarating dito.
Right. Oh, right. Understand. Okay, so we are going to move on to the last part of this interview. Please do, if you have a message to the audience, anybody to thank as well.
Okay. Nasabi ko na talagang Kat and Jet and of course Peanut, yung kanilang napakagwapitong anak. Tsaka si Sol at si Homer, of course, Anne and Ding. These are all the family of Karen or Kat. Now, ang akin rin mga pamilya sa Pilipinas, Ate Puring, Kuya Ben, si Mai, si Marconi, mga big, ano ko sila, they are the big supporters ko sa Pilipinas. Tapos yung mga kaibigan ko, all over, sabihin natin, all over the universe, who have been very, very, very supportive of me. Thank you. Sana magustuhan niyo ang aking first libro. And yeah, thank you, Jan. Ayan, naandyan na yung cover.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So for those who are interested in purchasing this book, I will leave all the relevant links down below at the description of this video. The book is also in the Philippines. It's also available in Lazada by, if I'm not mistaken, by February of this year.
Yes.
So for Filipinos, it'll be so easy to purchase this book. You can actually purchase this book right now if you go to PaperKat Books social media pages and ask for this book specifically, and then they'll give you instructions on how to order it. For the States, it's going to be available soon, hopefully sooner than later, because I'm sure everyone is super excited to read your book on that side of the planet.
Mga kaibigan lahat yun.
Yes. And hopefully and it gets word of mouth, and then everybody there will be able to read it. Even a complete stranger will definitely enjoy this book.
Right. I
Yeah.
hope so too. And thank you, John, for your time. I really appreciate this so much. And good luck to your own book.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
it's going to be, I would look forward to reading it also. And
Yeah.
kailangan malaman ko ang verdict mo sa libro ko, good
Oh
or
yes,
bad.
I am going to read this book again. It has a beautiful cover. I don't know if you guys can see it. Where there?
Artist yan ng Sampaguita
A
Dream Team.
wonderful
Ding
artist there.
and
Yes, and it's a good story. I just need to absorb it again because I just speed through reading it, and I want to absorb every single word in this book. So, and then I will message you what I think. But definitely, I have a feeling I'm going to love this one.
sabi ko sa iyo, pag na-in-love ka, dapat magustuhan mo yan. Kung
Yeah.
naranasan mo talaga ang ma-in-love ng talagang true love, that's the yun ang
Naranasan ko naman.
mission accomplished para sa
I think
akin.
naranasan ko naman. I think it's true love.
Oo,
We'll see.
happy ka ngayon, sabi mo.
Yes, I am.
Happy ka.
So there you have it. That is the author of The Seamstress with the Sampaguita Flowers, Miss Aurora Castillo Pulido. Please do purchase her book if you're in the Philippines right now. It's available it's going to be available in Lazada on February. And if you want the book now, just go through the social media links I will provide below at the description of this video. Now, if
Yes.
you have questions for Auntie Aurora, please do leave a comment down the comment section below, and she will answer it as soon as possible. So, thank you, Auntie Aurora, for making the time for this. I super appreciate it.
Yes. John, I forgot. I would like to say thank you to Cynthia and Brian. And they know why I'm thanking them because they
Right.
are the ones who are really making it possible for the books to be available here in the United States through this
Nice.
pinsan ko, tsaka pinsan ko si Cynthia, husband niya si Brian. Thank you very much also.
Right. If you don't mind me asking, how many copies for the initial release there in the States?
As much as I would want, hindi pa release dito, kinukuha sa Pilipinas.
Yes, yes. I mean, how
So,
many copies are you sending over there?
50, and most of them are sold already.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
That is very good news.
Um,
All
uh,
right. So thank you. I know it's late there. It's
no,
just 2 p.m. here.
salamat ng marami, okay?
Right.
Yeah. Ingat kayo dyan.
Yes. Thank you, Tita. Thank you,
Buti ka,
Auntie
auntie,
Aurora.
kahit na ano. Okay, bye-bye. Sige, keep
Bye-bye.
safe, ha?